is a history of racial divide, not only in the Bible, not only in America, but also in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. We go quiet when we talk about race a lot of times in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. But let me be very clear today that every single person who stays quiet is complicit. And the time has come, and I'm calling on my church, the church that I believe has the hand of God. I'm calling on the Seventh-day Adventist Church to pick up the mantle, take the lead, and show the world that we are one people. In the Seventh-day Adventist Church, there is racism. And the time has come where we now have to start looking at people and judging them not based on the color of their skin, but on the content of their character. The time has come when we go to meetings and we sit in large auditoriums and we look on the platform on those who lead us as a people. It is the same. The time has come that we must now start seeing a reflection of the congregation or the audience on the platform. The time has come where we must not just say things, but we must do it. You tell me why in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, in so many instances, it is okay for a white pastor to lead a black church, but a black church pastor can't lead a white church. You tell me why in the Seventh-day Adventist Church in 2020 that we still have what is called black church and white church. You tell me which heaven. You tell me where in heaven there's going to be a black section and a white section. The time has come for us, and this generation will do it. And I believe that if they have to do it by force, they will. Because the God that I serve is not a God that believes in labels. The God that I serve doesn't look at race. He only sees the human race. And the time is now that we need to start doing what the Bible says from a positive standpoint and stop talking about it. I'm tired of statements. Don't put out another statement that you don't back up on the executive board. Don't put out another statement that you don't support yourself. Don't tell us about coming together when you handpick people who look like you and talk like you and walk like you and come from where you come from. Don't put out another statement. Because your long statements fall short when it does not include and have inclusivity. The Seventh-day Adventist Church has to wake up. We need to do introspection before the world starts doing inspection. Because if we don't do that, this will cause God's church to suffer. And I'm calling on everybody from the highest to the lowest level. I'm saying the time has come for us to treat one another as brother and sister. You tell me that we can go lecture the people out there and lecture the police officers when our pastors, some of them are racist. You tell me that we can lecture to the government and the president of the United States when some of our presidents have racial biases. God is not pleased. And God is saying to us that we have an opportunity. Listen, it is an opportunity that we have right now that we can lead this world. The Seventh-day Adventist Church, 20 million people around the world. We can lead and we should lead. You tell me I can't go to your church because I can't sit beside you. Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm sick and tired of now to the fact that I wish that God would give me the keys to the entrance of heaven. Because I'll be standing at the gate, and anybody who wouldn't sit beside me down here, you ain't coming up there. By the way, I don't need to do that. The fact is, God will do that himself. Because I know one thing for sure, racism will never dwell in heaven. Some of you are praying for the change to come, for your racism to change. No, you better change it now, because if you don't change it, that change won't come. This is the same church that claims Ellen G. White to be a prophet. But it's the same church that when Ellen White decided to speak up about racial tensions and inequalities, she was shipped off to Australia. It's the same church. And I'm saying to my church, this is the moment. Let us lead. Why can't we have a congregation that looks like heaven? Why do we have a problem with somebody who doesn't look like us, sitting with us and worshiping the God that made both of us? Your silence as a church is complicit. And some of y'all out there right now watching, I don't care whether or not you're telling me I should preach Revelation 14. This is Revelation 14. Because Revelation 14 says, preach the everlasting gospel. This is the everlasting gospel. Some of y'all will know how to quote the mark of the beast story. You will know it from front to back, top and bottom, and you will miss heaven. Because you never cared for your brother who's right beside you. You never cared for your sister who's lying beside you. You never cared for the least of these. Your silence is complicit.